Operation Starfish Prime. I can't believe you went there. Okay, go ahead and tell everybody about it.
Well, for people who don't know, that was a nuclear test, quote unquote test, in space. And we learned quite a lot from that test. It was the main test where we really were able to study and learn about EMP. This was also happening during, oddly enough, the Cuban Missile Crisis.
That's right,
So
1962.
when the whole world was focused on the Cuban Missile Crisis, something else was going on. And that something else may have brought something down. And that something that brought down we may have learned a lot about that, about EMP specifically, and its ability to catch things that are hiding, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. And that's always you have to be deep in your research to get to what Tom is talking about here. Now, the tests were done. They were high altitude tests that were done out over the Pacific. And could you imagine, Tom, like living in Hawaii and watching that thing go off in the atmosphere like that?
Oh my God. It's like, you would think that like Jupiter was like crashing into our sky. It's like, it's a big deal. And it's just unreal. I think one of the everyone has to remember what happened once we started playing with nuclear weapons. UFOs showed up everywhere.
Every time.
And every time. And you got to think, why? Well, there's a big reason why. Because nuclear weapons will F up those little ankle biters bad. And they know it. And even they, as advanced as they are, they can't get away from it. And makes you really wonder why we did so many nuclear tests. It makes you really wonder why we did like 30,000 tests all over the world, in oceans, underground, up in the sky, and why we all have so many nuclear weapons. It's a big deal, I'm not going to say it's all for this, but I was told something really, really, really important. The entire Cold War, we were working with the Soviet Union. We were together with them. And it was the one thing that kept the Cold War from going hot, was our relationship together on this issue. We weren't dumb and just went and lit up a nuke when we were in a standoff with Russia, the Cuban Missile Crisis, where everyone's like, oh my God, we're all going to die. And we said, well, then we might as well do a nuke test. It's like, no, it didn't work that way. They knew we did the nuke test. They were probably in the room with us when we did that test, because there was a small group of people on both sides that were trying to do exactly what they did, which was fly swat some bugs out of the sky.